Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for this morning of mindfulness. One quick practicality before we start. We had some Wi-Fi trouble yesterday. I hope we won't have it again today. If we do, can I encourage you to stay where you are? If you're sitting with somebody else, perhaps to stay silent. I will reload the stream, so if you return to the Mindful Today page on YouTube, you should be able to pick it up from there. So for those that were here yesterday, the format will be similar. I'll say a little bit about mindfulness, and then we'll do a practice together. Practice really being another word for meditation. So mindfulness is an attitude. It's a particular attitude that we can bring to our experience of our minds, of our bodies, and of the world. And that particular attitude can be summed up by the phrase friendly and non-judgmental awareness. Awareness in that we are bringing attention to how things are right now in our experience. Not how we would like them to be, not how we think they might be in the future, not even how we think they might be right now, but somewhere else. Just bringing attention, awareness to how things are in your experience right now. Non-judgmental. This means we greet whatever we find in our experience as best we can with a balanced mind, with equanimity. I'm going to try to do that with any Wi-Fi issues that we may find this morning. And then there's this friendly aspect that we're trying to have non-judgmental awareness, but that's not an act of stoicism, staring down our experience, trying as best we can to remain unflustered. There's a friendliness here. We're bringing an intention of kindness to whatever we find in this present moment. This awareness, this friendly and non-judgmental awareness, is sometimes compared to the sun, in the sense that simply by shining this light on our experience, we nourish it. We don't actually need to do anything more than simply be aware. And by being aware, we nourish our experience. We bring about all sorts of positive benefits. Much like the sun, simply by shining on the world brings it so much. So as we did yesterday, the practice we'll be doing this morning is called the body scan. It can be done sitting or lying down. So perhaps making a choice at this moment about whether you'd prefer to do it sitting or lying down. If sitting, I suggest that you come away from the back of a chair so that your spine can be straight and rest on itself. Your shoulders upright but also relaxed. Perhaps lowering the head slightly so that the top of the spine and the neck can extend. If you're lying down, you may want to lie with your legs outstretched, or to bend the knees and have the soles of the feet flat on the floor. You may like to cover yourself with a blanket to stay warm, and put a pillow behind your head so that your head can rest comfortably on the floor. So just finding the posture that's comfortable for you, settling into it. And with the sound of the bell, the practice will begin. So beginning with an awareness of the whole body as it is right now, sitting or lying here. You might first notice the points of contact between the body and anything else. The feet on the floor, the buttocks against a chair if you're sitting, against the floor if you're lying down. If you're lying down, there may be other parts of the body in contact with the floor too. Perhaps the calves, parts of the back, the arms. As you bring this awareness to the body, you may like to allow your eyes to close. If you prefer, you can just lower your gaze. Remembering that when we do this practice, you can always follow your own wisdom, what your body needs, above any guidance that I give. So if I suggest something but it doesn't feel right for you, please feel very free to do otherwise. Remembering also that in this practice, there's nothing to achieve. There's no particular sensation or experience that we're seeking. The practice is simply to be with whatever we find, however strong or subtle, however distracted, however pleasant or unpleasant. With this in mind, there's really no way of failing at this. We're simply being with our experience, however it is. And so without any pressure, with nothing at stake here, just allowing the mind to sink into the body. This means bringing awareness to all the sensations that the body experiences. Not so much thinking about them as opening the mind to whatever is felt, receiving it without looking for it. And perhaps bringing a particular awareness now to the sensations of breathing. Waiting a moment and noticing that without any effort, your body breathes itself. You may feel this in the nose, or the throat, or the chest, or the belly. It may be strong or it may be subtle. Breath may be fast or slow, deep or shallow. Just tuning into it wherever you find it. There may be thoughts and feelings in the mind too. But as best you can, allowing the sensation of the breath to predominate in your awareness. We don't have to banish any thoughts or feelings that are there. We can simply turn the mind towards the sensation of breath, letting whatever else is here be here as well. So just feeling the breath wherever it is, the rise and the fall. And as you next breathe out, taking the awareness down through the body until it rests in the feet, whether they are resting against the floor, or if you're lying down, they may be more exposed to the atmosphere. But bringing awareness now to the soles of the feet in particular. What sensations are there in the soles of the feet right now? There may be a temperature or a pressure. There may be a tingling or a pulsating. There may be a numbness or no sensation at all. Simply observing whatever is there in the soles of the feet, right and left. The heel, the outside of the foot, the arch, the ball of the foot, and the pads of the toes. As you next breathe out, bringing your awareness more specifically to the little toe of the right foot. What sensations are there? It may be very, very subtle. But in your own time, moving your awareness from the little toe of your right foot across each toe of the right foot, spending a few moments on each, observing whatever is there without hoping for it to be strong or subtle. There's nothing we're really looking for here, except to connect with whatever is really there. So in your own time, moving the awareness from one toe to the other of the right foot. And when you arrive at the big toe of the right foot, moving over and doing the same on the left foot, starting with the big toe and moving down to the little toe of the left foot. The mind may wander. That's what minds do. When you notice this, that's a moment of mindfulness. It's an opportunity to bring this friendly and non-judgmental awareness to simply escort the attention back to the toes. As you next breathe out, bringing awareness from the toes to the tops of the feet, right and left. The fine bones and muscles of these parts of the body. How do you know that they are here right now? What sensations communicate this? And then moving awareness to the ankles, the bones on either side of the ankles, the tendons at the back, the muscles at the front. Allowing the mind to rest with these sensations, whatever else may be here. As you next breathe out, moving the awareness up again into the lower legs, the heavy calf muscle, the length of the shin bones, the skin on the surface, and any sensations of contact with clothes or with the atmosphere. Nothing to do, nothing to look for, nothing to fix or work out in these moments. This is simply a time of being, of feeling what it is to feel. That is enough. Moving the awareness up again into the knees, these complex joints of bones and cartilage, tendons, skin. Noticing the soft backs of the knees, the bony fronts, and the sides too. Again, not so much thinking about the knees, as opening to whatever sensations are there. Sinking into the body. Becoming aware of the thighs now, right and left. The density of the muscle. Perhaps feeling deep inside the thigh, maybe a throbbing, maybe nothing at all. There's no goal. As you next breathe out, expanding the awareness as if you were turning the lens of a torch to take in the whole of the lower half of the body, from the soles of the feet up to the hips. If the body were a tree, this lower half would be its trunk and its roots, place of stability, however strongly the wind is blowing the leaves at the top. Noticing any quality of stability here, allowing the mind to rest in the lower half of the body, to stay connected with the sensations of the whole of this lower half. Bringing a curiosity, a kindness, and an acceptance to whatever your experience is, however distracted. If the mind wanders away 1,000 times, we simply bring it back 1,000 times. That is not a sign of the failure of this practice. It is the essence of it, bringing back a wandering mind to the sensations of the body. As you next breathe out, expanding the attention again to include the whole of the body as you lie here. The torso, front and back, the arms lying by your sides or resting in the lap or on the knees, the shoulders, neck, scalp, face, and the lower half too. Holding the whole of your body in awareness, accepting non-judgmental awareness. Seeing if it's possible in this moment to deeply allow your experience. Noticing any sense of striving that is there and stepping back from it as best you can. Letting the whole body be supported by the chair or the floor. Perhaps noticing the breath moving in the body once again. And considering as you lie here or sit here that you are not doing this alone. As we do this practice together, there is a shared intention. A shared intention to connect with the stillness that is always already here, like the blue sky behind the clouds. We don't have to create it. We simply have to give ourselves the space for it to arise. And by doing this practice, that is what we are doing. Resting in this kindly intention towards yourselves and towards everyone that will benefit from the stillness that you connect with. As we come to the end of this practice, letting go of any attempt to direct the awareness, not trying to hold the whole body in awareness for now, or to connect with any sensation at all, but simply allowing the mind to do whatever it will. For a few moments without any effort or control, just openness, just being, however that is for you right now. It will change. So whatever we accept in this moment, we are not accepting forever. We're simply allowing ourselves to be at peace with it in this moment. As we transition out of this practice, see if it's possible to bring this kindly awareness to the next few moments of your day. Thank you very much for practicing with me this morning. If you're lying down, perhaps taking care as you sit up, you may like to roll onto your side first. I'll be back here at the same time tomorrow. It's possible before then to bring this kindly, friendly, non-judgmental awareness to whatever else is in your day. It's always possible to connect with the sensations of the body as we have done this morning. The body is always there as a place of refuge in this way. So I invite you, whenever you choose, to take this practice into the rest of your lives. Above all, especially at this time, wishing you well. Thank you for joining me.